Hi everybody.
I don't know whether Neil Robertson watched. I think, Stephen, any final, you know, is something to be excited about. But when it's players like this,
Robertson already in the final, so it was a mouth-watering occasion to look forward to. Two of the best players. I'm sure it will. But what an occasion for both. If it does, then, well, you shake his hand and say fair play. But the fact that it was less than Neil Robertson, that is a fact. There was a few too many errors.
man, Ronnie O'Sullivan at the 2021 World Grand Prix.
One.
But knocked it in nicely.
9.
Oh, that's a brilliant pot.
15.
That really is. Those.
$19.
Time. That's why he's chosen to go into them once again. And once again has lost his cue ball.
25.
Yeah,
These top players, they pounce on that.
Neil Robertson. 25.
It's a fine line. Neil was insistent on keeping that break going, but Neil happy to let Ronnie say where exactly the cue ball was, and this time gets the contact, albeit.
terrific safety.
The wizardry. But as you say, he's come back from the brink in a couple of matches where he's had to show us his battling instinct is certainly still there.
It almost feels like he's sort of entered a new chapter.
Yeah, when it all boils down to it, he seems to be thinking really well, Ronnie O'Sullivan. And it was so refreshing last.
Ooh, but that is a mistake, clearly.
Yeah,
One.
He's always had that winning mentality, Robertson. He actually won his first 6 ranking 5, kept on winning. And to have in your corner.
9.
This is a good chance for Neil. The black is available, red's nicely spread, already in front, as you say. But it was important for me, for Neil, to make a good start today. Just lay down the...
Yeah, of course, Neil Robertson. But you can't get caught up in the show, can you? You know, he's there.
31. $39.
The World Grand Prix. beaten Joey Long 9-0 previously in the
47.
European Masters. I'm not saying it's going to be that today, obviously, but he can. 2022 was the last meeting. That was a best of 11. There was 5 centuries in it.
53. $61.
Well, oh, what an effort this is.
69.
He's had a terrible contact on the black.
Oh, some
Yeah,
people were
Robertson,
starting to applaud. He was on the
76
green as well.
It's the black. He did do. There was a lot of balls moving there, but ultimately the
1.
Last one that he won was the 2024 World Grand Prix. That's interesting because in the semi-final there he played out, and then in the final he started slowly, went 4-0 down to Judd Trump, but he did win 10-7 in the end.
and at times in the past we have seen
17.
have to do exactly the same today, and this is going to be a big effort.
25. $31.
For single balls, always wants to leave himself options if he can.
$36.
Get them all into play. Perfect.
$44.
A bit of doubt about that one, but it dropped, and now everything is where he wants it. Like last year, which is just a brilliant spectacle, wasn't it?
51.
Yeah, it seems unlikely that it would be going. It will be blow for blow.
$57.
He's done very, in which he has worked it out. He clearly wanted to win this frame at this visit, so
65.
kept that intensity hit of focus high.
So this is frame ball, and the crowd acknowledge that. His first ranking title, the UK Championship,
71.
1993. He never seen it before. Of course, his contemporaries, Mark,
79.
heard a lot actually.
And actually, we don't want them to move on either. And only this man could produce that.
85.
Continue towards the century. Not quite, but he's answered Neil Robertson's
Ronnie O'Sullivan,
catch of the opening.
92.